The year is 2026, and something impossible just happened in a secret facility in Dongguan, China. Huawei, the company that was supposed to be dead after US sanctions, just successfully tested their own extreme ultraviolet lithography machine. They just built the most complex piece of technology on planet Earth, a machine that only one company in the entire world has been able to manufacture until now, and they're using it to make 3-nanometer chips. The same experts who said this would take China 15 years are now watching their predictions crumble in real time. An EUV machine is not just another piece of factory equipment. These machines cost over $350 million each, more expensive than a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. They require 40 shipping containers just to transport. Inside, they use light with a wavelength of exactly 13.5 nanometers to etch circuits onto silicon wafers that are 30,000 times thinner than a human hair. For decades, only ASML, a Dutch company, could build these machines. They had a complete monopoly, no competition, zero. And when the US government pressured the Netherlands to stop selling these machines to China in 2019, everyone thought China's semiconductor dreams were finished. In 2019, the Trump administration hit Huawei with sanctions, cutting them off from American technology and advanced chip tools. ASML, under pressure, stopped shipping EUV machines to China. Huawei's chip-making partner, SMIC, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, was stuck using older DUV technology, which maxes out at 7 nanometers. The sanctions appeared to work perfectly. China's access to cutting-edge chip technology was completely blocked. Western analysts, semiconductor experts, and policymakers all agreed this was game over for China's chip ambitions. But instead of giving up, China went into full wartime mode. They poured billions of dollars into research and development. Xi Jinping made semiconductor independence a national security priority comparable to food security or energy independence. Universities, private companies, and state-owned enterprises were coordinated in a massive push toward technological self-reliance. And now in 2025, we're seeing the result. Huawei didn't just try to copy ASML's approach, they invented something completely different called laser-induced discharge plasma, LDP. While ASML uses laser-produced plasma that blasts tin droplets with high-powered lasers, Huawei's LDP method vaporizes tin between electrodes and zaps it with high-voltage discharge. This creates plasma that emits the exact same 13.5 nanometer wavelength of extreme ultraviolet light needed for chip manufacturing, but through a fundamentally different mechanism. And here's the kicker, it's simpler, smaller, and potentially much cheaper than ASML's hulking machines. This LDP-based EUV system is already in testing at Huawei's Dongguan facility. A Chinese firm rumored to be China's lithography champion filed a patent for this technology in 2023, and now it's coming to life. Trial production is scheduled for the third quarter of 2025, which is just months away. Mass production is targeting 2026. If this works, China could flood the market with homegrown 3-nanometer chips, completely smashing the sanctions wall that was supposed to contain them for the next decade. But this isn't just about Huawei. SMIC, China's top foundry, is in on this too. Together, they're not just trying to catch up, they're aiming to leapfrog Western technology entirely. A South China Morning Post report highlighted that a Harbin team achieved an EUV light source breakthrough, also hitting that critical 13.5 nanometer mark. Meanwhile, the Shanghai Institute of Optics and Fine Mechanics, led by researcher Li Nan, developed an extreme ultraviolet light source platform with power output and operational stability that specialists describe as internationally competitive. Multiple research teams across China have simultaneously achieved breakthroughs in different aspects of EUV technology, including light sources, optics, and lithography systems. This coordination suggests a well-orchestrated national strategy rather than isolated research efforts. Now, let me explain why 3 nanometers matters so much. Smaller chips mean exponentially more power with less energy consumption. A 3-nanometer chip can pack nearly twice as many transistors into the same space as a 7-nanometer chip, dramatically increasing processing power while reducing energy consumption by up to 30%. Your next phone could run advanced AI models directly on the device, cars could process massive amounts of sensor data in real time for truly autonomous driving. Quantum computing could get a massive boost. The West's lead in this technology has fueled everything from Nvidia's dominance in artificial intelligence to Apple's iPhone empire. If China cracks 3 nanometers domestically, they're not just joining the game, they could completely rewrite the rules. And the evidence suggests they're already making serious progress. Back in 2023, when Huawei released smartphones powered by 7-nanometer chips, despite all the sanctions, Western analysts were absolutely stunned. The chips were manufactured by SMIC using advanced DUV techniques, demonstrating that China had found workarounds to technological barriers everyone thought were insurmountable. Then in February 2025, Huawei's founder told Xi Jinping directly that chip shortages were easing. This statement, coming from Huawei's leadership to China's president, signaled confidence in their domestic chip production capabilities. Even more telling, Nvidia, the world's leading AI chip manufacturer, started warning investors about Huawei's AI chip gains. When Nvidia publicly acknowledges a Chinese competitor's progress, that validates the threat level. In fact, Nvidia's market value dropped $127 billion in a single day after Huawei announced their Ascend 910C AI chip, which reportedly matches the performance of Nvidia's flagship H100. ASML's CEO said in December 2024 that China was still 10 to 15 years behind without EUV technology. Well, that gap is shrinking at a pace nobody predicted. But let's be clear about the challenges that remain. China is still years behind on manufacturing scale. ASML's ecosystem took 20 years to perfect. Huawei's LDP technology is promising but still unproven at commercial scale. Current production yields are estimated around 20 to 30%. Far below the 70% typically required for commercial viability and nowhere near ASML's machines that achieve yields exceeding 90%. Trial glitches could easily delay mass production. And even if they succeed, initial yields will likely lag TSMC's polished manufacturing processes. Manufacturing semiconductor equipment at laboratory scale differs vastly from reliable mass production. A research team at Peking University published something in Nature Electronics that made every chip engineer in Silicon Valley stop and stare at their screens in disbelief. They built an analog computing chip using resistive random access memory that processes calculations 1,000 times faster than Nvidia's H100 GPU while consuming 100 times less power. And here's the kicker. They built it using older 7-nanometer manufacturing technology that the United States never bothered to sanction because everyone assumed it was too primitive to matter. Jensen Huang saw this coming. At the Financial Times AI Summit in London just weeks ago, the CEO of Nvidia stood on stage and said something nobody expected to hear from the man who built a $5 trillion empire selling GPUs to the world. He said, "China is going to win the AI race, not might win, will win." When the person who literally powers almost every major AI model today tells you his own technology is approaching obsolescence, you need to pay attention. For the past 100 years, we've been doing computing wrong. Every computer you've ever used, every smartphone, every gaming console, every data center running ChatGPT operates on digital computing. Information gets broken down into ones and zeros, bits that are either on or off. Your processor does calculations in one physical location, while your data sits in memory somewhere else. Every single operation requires data to travel back and forth between these two places. This is called the von Neumann bottleneck, and it's why your laptop gets hot and why training a large AI model can consume more electricity than a small town uses in a month.